Hey there everyone, Riley here. I just wanted to share with you today something I've been working on lately, which is a way to load the debug save file in Majora's Mask using LightNode SRM. This isn't 100% ready yet. We still need to find a position setup, but I'm going to show it as though we already have it. So, without further ado, let's go to the observatory. And I'm quickly just going to turn sheets off, just to show you sort of more like what it would be like in the actual game. And then I'm going to load my saved position. Like I said, we don't have a setup for this yet. I know Turkenheimer's working on it. But this is the position we'll need. So if you look at my coordinates in the upper right of the screen, here we go. So if you look at Y, the second half is 8042. And then if you look at Z, it is C1AF A080. And then my angle is 1449. So that's the position we need. And then I also need ocarina. Oops. So once we get this position, we're just going to play Sona double time because this saves our respawn coordinates. And with LightNode SRM, in Majora's Mask, we tend to use our respawn coordinates as the thing that we are writing. So I locked in the respawn coordinates. The next thing you want to do is you want to get hit by a bomb. And I know that sounds really weird, and that's not normal for heap manips, but I promise you this one, it needs to happen. And the reason why is because we're going to be using function pointer manipulation to pull up this debug file. Function pointer manipulation was recently allowed in MM. It used to be banned. And the function is in the overlay. And the overlay in question, which is the Chargespin overlay, gets allocated at the high end of the heap. So it just so happens that getting hit by a bomb, even though it doesn't affect the low ends of the heap at all, which we know that, because we've been doing SRM for a while, it does affect the high end of the heap. It actually adds a 500 sized allocation onto the high ends of the heap. So that's why we need to do it. And then once you've gotten hit by that bomb, you just need to do a charge spin. You don't have to wait for the magic to appear. You can if you want to. But as long as the sword is behind Link like that, that's fine. So now it's going to be a more standard heap manipulation, where we just do the one for LightNode SRM, which we've already done before. Because what we just did there with the bomb and that charge spin is we made the charge spin overlay at a very particular address in memory that we need. So anyway, let's go ahead and do the LightNode SRM heap. This is the same as it usually is. Whoops. Don't do that. So to start, you're going to want to break these pots. And then you're going to come in here. Drop a bomb. And then you're going to go into hideout and back out one more time. And then you're going to break all the pots except for the front one. And then you're going to drop 2 bombs. And then come in here. And then come back out. And now we're just going to super slide off of the pot closest to the wall. I'm a little close to pot 1 there. I might blow it up. That's better. Okay. And then now you're going to do an angle setup for the SRM. There's another one you can do that I haven't learned yet, but Turkenheimer recently found that English Sona double time saves your coordinates in a different location. And that one's sometimes better for certain things because it allows you to do a position setup in a different scene, and it also doesn't cause your respawn coordinates to go funny when you void out. But in this case, we are not going to be voiding, and we're not going to be doing anything in a different scene, so it's okay to do the regular setup. So for this, you're going to want to ESS to the right until you get to 170C. And I'm bad at ESS on WeVC, so it's going to take me a couple tries. By the way, this is for English Wii Virtual Console. This will not work on any other version. Okay, so 170C. And then you want to walk forward, on target, retarget like that. That'll give you 1706. And then you're going to do 4 ESS to the left, so you can get 3326. And I messed it up. But anyway, the reason this is English only, it's a couple reasons. We decided to make this setup for English instead of Japanese because SRM just tends to be better on English in general. One reason is English has better chus SRM. Oh my gosh. And another reason is that it actually has better LightNode SRM too, oddly enough, because of English sauna double time, saving your coordinates. That is a very useful thing to have when you're doing LightNode SRM. So, yeah, we're doing this for English. It would be possible to do this on GameCube as well, but why would you if you can do it on Wii, I guess? Okay, 3326, that's what you want. And now you're going to come in between the rooms here. And then once you're between the rooms, you're just going to drop this pot. I'm going to save a state here, just in case. And then you're going to come down here. So we just did the LightNode SRM, but the LightNode SRM doesn't activate until you unload hideout. So we can do some stuff in hideout to modify the heap slightly to make our Chargespin load in a good location of memory. So what you need to do is you need to break this pot and this balloon, but none of the other pots. And you can do it just by throwing the pot at the balloon. You could also like get out Deku Mask and shoot a Deku Bubble at it, but it's just faster to just throw the pot. Okay, and then you're going to come between the rooms again. Now remember, once we leave hideout fully, we're going to be back in the... What's it called? We're going to load our debug file. Is my game audio on? I hope it is. Actually, let me check. Is it on? Okay, it's on. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, anyway. So yeah, once we leave the hideout, the LightNode SRM is going to activate, so we want to make sure our Chargespin is in the right spot. And how we get it in the right spot is we need to start charging our spin when there is a bomb and smoke currently loaded. You can do this with just one bomb, but it's a little bit, it's a bit tight of timing, so I'll demonstrate that here. But if you're having trouble with it, you can just throw a bomb, wait for the smoke, and then drop a second bomb, and it'll be basically the same thing. But anyway, so you're just going to want to throw a bomb, and then I like to take out the sword because it makes it easier for timing. And then you want to start charging your sword close to when it blows up, and then you just drag your sword into observatory portally, and you can see some weird stuff happened here. So I have 8 hearts now, my magic is now 0, and if you look at my C buttons, they're kind of funky. So like, I had Deku Mask, Ocarina, and Bombs equipped, but now the quantities are different. So what happened is that I got new equips when I loaded the debug file. C left is now bow and arrow. C down is now a red potion, which you do not want to drink or you will soft lock the game. And then the C right is your ocarina, which is completely different from how it looks. So just remember, ocarina's on C right. If you press C down, you're going to regret it because you will soft lock infinitely drinking the red potion. But anyway, yeah, so we did debug file. Link now has these blue Chargespin effects, which is kind of cool. It looks like he has a lightsaber. Interestingly enough, we cannot pause. I'm pressing pause right now, and nothing's happening. I can pull out the bow. I can shoot arrows, and that's all fine. I'm not going to press C down, because, like I said, I'll start drinking the red potion infinitely, and I'll soft lock. But, what I am going to do is I'm going to hit C right and play Song of Time. And the reason for this is that what we just did is a little bit scuffed, for lack of a better term. So what we did is we sort of hijacked the update function pointer of that Chargespin. And the update function pointer runs all the time. And so every frame, it's loading the debug file, which is why when I shot that arrow, my count didn't decrease. It's because the debug file is constantly being loaded every single frame. And now that isn't the biggest problem. The only problem that causes is it makes all entrances go to the cutscene map, like the Lost Woods intro where you're right at the beginning of the game. So we don't want that. That's why we didn't just leave out the door. But the real problem is that that update function is also used to, like, get rid of the Chargespin when you unload it. And yeah, so basically if you enter the, what's it called? The hideout, it's gonna crash the game. Because that update function pointer is messed up. So essentially, the only way out of there is to either go to the cutscene map and play Song of Time on the cutscene map, or we can just play Song of Time in Observatory. So that's what we do. But yeah, that was how you do that. It's not too bad. And like I said, if you have trouble timing the Chargespin with the bomb explosion, you can just wait for the bomb to explode, drop a second bomb, and then do the Chargespin, and that'll work just the same. So if you're doing the low bomb version, the one I showed, you only use 6 bombs for that entire heat manipulation. So you'll just need to get 2 RNG drops at the beginning of the cycle. But yeah, now we have debug file loaded, so let's see what's inside here. So to start, we lose all of our map points. We got the Clocktown one back because we just had Dawn of the first day. But yeah, the debug file has no map points, which is pretty interesting. It also doesn't have Tingle maps or owl statues. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have owl statues. Yeah, it doesn't have owl statues. And then, if you look here, we do have the Bomber's Notebook, but it's empty. We have all of our songs, so that's good. We have first level upgrades for everything, but we need highest upgrades if we're doing 100% NSR. We do not have any remains. So that's actually a good thing for all dungeons, because all dungeons could potentially use this, since we wouldn't have to delete remains afterwards or anything. We have 8 hearts, and we have magic, but only single magic. We don't have double defense, we don't have double magic. We have all the masks. We have all the items except for 2 bottles. I think it's because in OOT they only have 4 bottles, so they just left it at 4. So we will have to SRM new bottles, new upgrades, and the remains. So we'll have to do 10 chest SRMs to get those. And then we'll need to get 12 heart containers, so you can either do chest SRM or LightNode SRM. We'll have some way to get those. And we need to fill out the Bomber's Notebook, which we're going to be using LightNode SRM for. And then we need to get the owls and the Tingle maps. And I believe that's everything. The owls and Tingle maps, it turns out those are a little convoluted to LightNode SRM. So we're probably just going to get them from source. But yeah, that's sort of a preview of what 100% NSR is going to look like. It's going to start by grabbing that debug file and then getting the Bomber's Notebook stuff, and we'll go from there. And yeah, if you look at my C buttons right now, you can see what I have. So I have Ocarina on C right, Bow on C left, and then it's the second potion, but the potions were empty, red, green, blue. So that was actually the red potion. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much going to do it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure Tarkenheimer will have a position set up soon, because he's really good at finding this. See you next time. Bye.